Alright, Chat Knight aka Kimpachi is here with another 40k video Tactica, and today I will be grading the Necron Codex units. But before we get to the actual units and the best unit in the Necron Codex, I will have to explain the grading system. So the best grade you can have is an S. The worst grade you can have is an F. And I will go over this shortly. As you can see, an S plus is a auto include. Now, what is an example of an auto include unit? An auto example of an auto include unit is the shield drones that the Tau have. If you play Tau, you are going to see a shield drone. I have never seen a Tau army or Tau list that doesn't have a shield drone. They have a 4 plus invulnerable save. They then have a 5 plus. I don't know if it's feel no pain. I don't know what it's called, but it keeps their stuff, makes everything durable. It is ridiculous. It is one of the strongest units in the game, and that is why it's an S plus. And I think it's only like 13, 14 points. It's ridiculous. The now an A plus unit. A plus unit is a unit that is always useful and it requires little to no support. The Outriders are a perfect example of a unit. They can get to objectives quickly. They can apply pressure. They can pump out a ton of strength 4 attacks. We're talking what, 31, 12. I mean, you get 12 bolter shots and you follow that up with what, like 19 chainsword attacks. It is ridiculous, and they're mobile and they have toughness 5 and 12 wounds at a very reasonable cost, and that is why they are a unit. Now a B unit is a generally useful but has drawbacks, like the Mana Core. The Mana Core is strength 10 minus 2 AP, D3 damage, 2d6 attacks. Nothing, it can hurt everything in the game, but it has a drawback. It's 4 plus. Hitting on the 4 plus is a drawback, and not knowing how many shots you're going to have is a drawback. But you can use Tank Ace to change that up to make it a little bit, to make that unit a little bit better. But that is a perfect example of a unit that is good, but it has a drawback. The next unit, next a C grade, is something that can be useful with synergy or support, and as an example for that, I use the Technomancer. The Technomancer is a unit that buffs other unit. If you have a list with kinetics, if you have for example, if you have kinetic raves and you have this guy around, he will increase their their weapon skill back up to a 3 plus. So instead of hitting half the time, they're hitting on threes. The the kinetic spiders, who are capable of having weapons where they can shoot out. I think they can actually, if I'm not mistaken, they can actually put out around 36 sprint 5 shots. And with the Technomancer buffing their ballistic skill up to a 3 plus, that is dangerous. And I think, and that is the perfect example of a C unit. Is good, but it has to have something to make it good. And the D unit is something that, simply put, not worth taking. And the perfect example of a D unit is the Thunderfire Cannon. 4d3 strength 4 shots. What? Why am I paying that much for that? No, just no. Um, in an army that has bolt rifles everywhere, can get 10 shots from a tactical squad. Why would you? I mean, no. And a F grade is YGW, and that's the Hunter. One strength 9 attack, one strength 9 attack for over 100 points. It's not even worth discussing because it's disgusting. You like what I did there? All right, but now it's time to talk about a unit, the best unit in the new Necron Codex. It actually got the S grade, and that unit is the Nightbringer. I gave this unit an S, not an S plus. That should be noted. And the reason why we gave it an S and not an S plus is because of its points value. It costs 350 points. That is a lot of points. The Nightbringer is an amazing unit, durable, killy, fast, unique, pumps out mortal wounds. You name it, it does it. I mean, amazing unit, but 350 points is almost what, 20% of your army. Can it kill 20%? I mean, it's a great unit, um, but 350 points is what brings it back to a S and not a S plus, in my opinion. Um, Now, Catan are amazing. And the reason why they are amazing is that they gave them one of the most powerful rules in the game. Necrodermis gives them a 4 plus invulnerable save, and they can only take 3 wounds per phase. Eradicators causing 36 plus wounds doesn't matter. This thing is only going to take 3. You combine that ability with living metal, which makes it to where they regain 1 wound in the command phase. You do 3 wounds to them in your shooting phase. It's their turn, and now they regain 1 wound. So that whole previous turn, your first turn against Necron players, if they bring a Catan, the best you're going to do is do 2 wounds to 2 wounds to it, and that's just facts. And it Catans are so durable because of that Necrodermis rule, combined with the living metal, regenerating, only doing 3 wounds. If you do not have a plan with Catan and how you're going to take them out, you are in trouble. This is Kimpachi, and we will be going to the dojo soon. And in the dojo, I will show you how strong this unit is. But also in the dojo, I'm sorry to the other overlords out there, but I will also show how I plan on destroying your Catan if you unleash it upon my forces. And I will be showing the Imperium players how they should take out the Nightbringer and the Catan because they are true gods as the fluff has them. All right. Now that you've seen how durable they are, let's talk about its offensive capabilities. Okay, it has 6. Let me give you the stat line. It has fly. It moves 8 inches. Weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 2, strength 7, toughness 7, 9 wounds, 10 leadership, and a 4 plus armor save. And with Necrodermis, it has a 4 plus invulnerable save. So its attack is called Entropic Blow. It's 6 strength, 14 attacks because it doubles its strength, -4 AP, so no saves for mech equivalent or anybody, and D6 damage, and those attacks ignore invulnerable saves. I'm going to let that sizzle a little bit. I'm going to let that marinate a little bit so y'all can understand why it is an S unit. ignores invulnerable saves. Hitting on twos, wounding on twos, ignoring invulnerable saves. And it does D6 damage. Strength 14. There's nothing this thing cannot take out in one turn. And because it has another rule called Drain Life, and Drain Life basically says things like feel no pain, necrodermis, rules that ignore says you ignore wounds that doesn't work on it. So things do not get feel no pain saved. Necrodermis wouldn't work on it. That rule that shield drones get wouldn't work on it. It just kills. And it also has sweeping. I think it's called reaping blows. I mean reaping sweep. So it doubles its attacks. So it has 12 sprint, 7 minus 3 AP, damage 1 attacks, just in case you try to swarm it and think you can just tie it down with a bunch of orcs. It would actually take out those orcs in 1-2 phases. Now the reason why the Nightbringer is actually ranked higher than the other two Catan. The Nightbringer has +1 strength and +1 attack compared to its other sun gods, the other gods, and the +1 strength allows it to wound vehicles on 2 pluses because most vehicles have a toughness of 7. You double that 7 to a 14. Now you're wounding those vehicles on a 2 plus. The extra attack doesn't. I mean, we know what that means. And it also now that's its offensive capabilities, but it also have as a Catan they have Catan powers, and those Catan powers allow them to pump out mortal wounds. Um, the Nightbringer Gaze of Death Catan power, you choose one unit within 9 inches. You roll 3d6s, and for each 4 plus, it does D3 mortal wounds. It can target characters, by the way. Look, it can target characters. So it can snipe out characters with that ability. If you roll 2 4 pluses, you can easily do 4 to 6 mortal wounds. Now, if you combine my favorite Catan power that I will be using with my Nightbringer, if I were to bring it to the battlefield, but I'm more of a deceiver guy, but anyway, we're not talking about him right now. I will combine him with the Cosmic Fire. And Cosmic Fire, that Catan power, is everything within 9 of the Nightbringer. He rolls a d6, and on the 4 plus, it does d3 mortal wounds. Now, the reason why I like that one is that it has synergy with the Gaze of Death. That way, you are not trying to think about. I think with the Nightbringer, you should be putting in as much pressure as possible with it, constantly moving it up the board, advancing it. Now with Cosmic Fire, you essentially instead of having you target that independent character, but if that independent character, since it's already within 9, instead of 3d6 dice, you're actually going to be rolling 4d6 dice, and for each 4 plus, you're going to do d3 mortal wounds. So statistically speaking, you're going to get 2 4 pluses, and with those 2 4 pluses, you're going to do d3 mortal wounds for each of those 4 pluses, and that is capable of killing a character with mortal wounds. Um, Now that I've discussed its abilities, let's go to the dojo where we will see how it would be used on the battlefield. All right. First things first, let's just let's just show how powerful it is in CC. Right here, I have. the Nightbringer. I have the Eradicators. I also have in this display in this dojo the Outriders, and then I also have the Blade Guard. To show you how powerful it is in CC, I am going to move it over here and pretend like it got a charge. And we're going to go straight to close combat. Slash, we're going to roll those d6 attacks. We miss with one. Slash, roll 5d6s. We failed to wound. But so that means they got uh, four attacks went through. They're at -4. So Blade Guard do have a 2+ armor save, so they will get a chance to see if they can roll that 6. Oh, slash, I did that wrong. 4d6, there we go. And just like that, they actually survive. I mean, not survive, but they rolled 2d6. I mean, they rolled 2 6s, right? Slash roll 2d6. He will kill one, and one will take 2 wounds. Now, I don't know what size a person would make their um, blade guard unit, but let's pretend like it's just pre. No, let's go with slash roll. You killed one. Let's say it was a 5-man unit, so they have what, 3 attacks each, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I am not 100% sure with the blade guard, because I just want to make. I'm going to check in the codex real quick because of the fact that there's a new codex out, and I'm not sure if they changed them or anything. So they actually have. Where the heck is it? There you go. They have 3 attacks each. Um, so if you killed one, so 4. Let's say that you killed one. Let's say they have 4 left. So 3, 4. That's 4. 4 times 4 is 16. The sergeant probably has an extra one, so 17 attacks. 17 d6. All right, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 misses. Slash roll 13 d6s. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 saves. Slash roll 5d6s. So that would be 2, 4, 6 wounds. Necrodermis says only 3. And just like that, that's how that would work. Now you see how powerful Necrodermis is in there. You really didn't get to see how powerful its attacks were because of the fact that they rolled 2 6s. But imagine if that was over here, they wouldn't have had a chance to roll those. And so that would have been a dead Outrider squad. And depending on the results, well, it all would have depended on roll 2d6s, a 3 and a 2. So I don't think it would have killed all of them, but you see how strong it is offensively. Um, because honestly, I didn't do like the mortal wounds and all of that. I just showed the attacks. It doesn't look all that bad, but when you think, okay, it's going to be my turn and I gotta fight this thing again, and I can only do 3 damage to it because it's tied up in close combat. Now, So, how do you minimize the Nightbringer? Now, this may be the trick is don't use this. Don't shoot the Nightbringer or any Catan with your weaponry that with weapons that single-handedly can do 3 wounds. And the reason why you do that is because you rather use something like bolters to do that, because the weakness of the Catan is the 4 plus invulnerable save. You only have to force 6 saves in the shooting phase, and statistically speaking, that's going to give you the 3 damage. And you cannot kill the Catan in your first few turns. So I wouldn't. It requires, like I told you, it requires thinking ahead of time. So, because if you do 3 damage for first turn, he's going to heal 1. So that's 2. You do 3 damage in your second shooter phase, he has 5. He's going to heal 1. That's 4. Now, when it comes to your turn, he has 4 damage. If you do 3 in the shooting phase, that's 7. And if you do 3 in the combat phase, that is 10 to knock him out. And I will give you an easy way of doing that. 2 Outrider squads with the support of a chapter master or a captain will be able to take out the Nightbringer if you do it correctly. Um, I'm not 100% sure. Do the chapter master upgrade makes it to where you re-roll all misses, or is it still just the ones? Because I am not 100% sure. I haven't. I've been studying the Necron Codex, so I'm trying to check real quick. Um, Chapter Master. Until the start of your next command phase, each time I'm out, and that unit makes it, you can re-roll that hit roll. Okay, so it's only 1 unit. So what we're gonna do, I'm going to show you how a 2 Outrider units can take out this guy, because it just takes 6 saves. Doesn't matter what source. People see the Nightbringer, they hear about it, and they're thinking, "Oh snap! I have to take it down. Where's my big guns?" No, 6 saves, bolters, last guns. Um, well, not necessarily last guns, because last guns wound on the 6 plus, but um, uh, anything that can force a few saves. Um, well, last guns could probably do it if you do first rank, second rank fire. Actually, when I'm thinking about the numbers, but anyway, slash roll 12d6. Let's pretend like this is a chapter master or some similar. All right, I missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shot. Wow. Whoa, that is ridiculous. And so 4 hits the original time, and then only 5, 6, 7. Okay, well, that is amazing. Slash roll 7d6. Wow, only one save from the first one. First wave, he fails. So that's one wound. Now let's do the other squad. 12d6. They get re-rolled ones. I'm assuming he doesn't lose that ability. 2d6. So I miss 1, 2, 3 shots. So slash roll 9d6. 1, 2, 3 saves. Slash roll 3d6. Wow. Okay. So in this example, the bolters didn't do enough, but I, I, you get the point. What I'm trying to get at. You can either just try to do mass bolter fire to force enough saves to where it will get those 3 wounds out, because that it doesn't require the big guns, the big boys. It only requires the small guns. Or let's a better example would be the new so you would just continue to try to pepper this guy down with bolter fire until he eventually fails those 2 invulnerable saves, and then next turn do the same thing. Slash roll 12d6. Slash roll. How many did I miss this time? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only missed 1 that time. So slash roll 11d6. What in the hell is going on? This computer is not. Slash roll 11d6. That's more like it. 1, 2 saves. And he's already lost the 2 wounds. If you shoot him with another Outrider squad, another Intercessor squad, something of that nature, he will lose those 3 wounds through shooting. Now, when it comes to charging, let's pretend you're charging with 2 Intercessor squads. So the first one roll 19d6 because I believe you get the re-roll ones because you will have the captain nearby. Slash roll 3d6. You miss 1, 2 attacks out of the 19, so slash roll 17d6. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 saves right there from 1 assault. And just like that, bam, you do 3 damage. If he had lost from the bolters, you get the point. It doesn't require these guys. It is better to use this on Kinetic Spiders, Scorpic Destroyers, Locust Destroyers, Lich Guard, um, the Triarch Praetorians, or whatever they're called, the Wraiths. Um, Hell, I would even use them on the Scarabs because the Scarabs are most likely going to have objectives secured. Like, use this on multi-wound stuff that's not this. This thing should die to single wound. You only need 6 saves to force it to lose those 3 wounds. So use bolters, use stuff like that to force it to make those saves. Once it makes around 6 to 10 saves, statistically speaking, it's going to lose those 3. Next turn, do the same thing. And then if you charge it with enough strength 4 attacks, just like here, you will be able to take it out. That's the weakness of it. Plan ahead. Use weaponry that doesn't require. Don't use stuff like this to do 3 wounds. Like, that doesn't make sense. You don't have to risk charging. Don't put risk this going into it unless you know for a fact this is the last 3 wounds and I'm going to take it out. So only charge it. You can charge it with anything, really. If you can statistically do around 6 to 10 saves with whatever unit it is, it can be bikes, it can be the blade guard. It doesn't matter what it can be a 10-man intercessor squad. If you can take it out, if you can force 6 to 10 saves, it's going to fail those invulnerable saves, and that's how you take out the Nightbringer. Um, I hope that little bit of information is useful. I hopefully you may have learned something. To the Necron players, I will be discussing some more S units that we have. Is very simple. I'm pretty sure you already know who the other S units are. Um, if you enjoyed the video, please hit like. And if you really enjoyed the video, please subscribe, join Squad 11. I will continue to pump out these videos. And yeah, hope to see you next time. Thank you.